So you know we're gonna start seated. No weights in the moment. Make sure you're close by so you can pick them up easily. Scoot forward towards the edge of your seat. We're gonna place the feet about hip width apart, knees in line with toes. We're gonna lift from the hips, elevating the chest, pulling the shoulder blades down and back, and then lightly pulling the chin back. From here, let's go for flexion of the spine. So tucking the tailbone, pulling the shoulders forward. And then slowly roll into extension. So here we're rolling the hips, lifting the chest, tucking the head down. And then do it all over again. So think about mobility of the spine. See how far forward and back you can push your thoracic and cervical spine. And then don't forget to roll those hips too. And we'll go last time for flexion, shoulders coming forward. And then last time for extension. And then slowly you can come back to center. And instead of doing that arm reach out to the side, we're going to change it up a bit. I want you to take that left hand down to the side of the chair. Swing the right arm up, and then you're going to drop your left shoulder, lift the right shoulder, and squeeze your core on that left side. So think lateral flexion of the spine. You can add some motion with the top hand if you want. And we'll switch. So think about reaching that right hand down, reaching the left arm up. So your arms are going to be going in opposite directions here. And we're positioning the spine in lateral flexion. So you are tilting a little bit here, squeezing your obliques. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So with our core warm-up, we're moving in all planes of motion, right? We've got forward and backward, we've got side to side, and that last portion is always the rotation. Go ahead and switch. Upper arm goes up. Reaching here. Still keeping the core locked in. The wrist and hand motion is just extra. We're going to go last time, dropping the left arm, right arm goes up, lots of extension, reach as tall as you can. Hold the belly button towards the back of the room. And last time, dropping the right arm, left arm goes up. So be thinking about your core, which includes right your lower back. It can include your glutes, your chest, and this whole region, this whole area. And then slowly come back to center. Let's go to our rotation. So left hand to left hip, right hand comes across, we're going to turn and look to the left. So with our rotation, that tends to be the toughest part for most people. So make sure you're staying really tall in the chair. And just starting with a little bit of rotation. You don't want to go too deep into it. And switch, other side. So instead of dropping the shoulders here, your shoulders are going to stay in line with each other, but you're turning. So you're bringing your left shoulder forward and your right shoulder back. Okay, other side. We're going to start with our core warm-up because we need to have a strong and stable core before we do any type of strength training. Side twitch. Maybe you go a little further this time. Make sure you're not collapsing your knees in or moving your feet at all. We're going to go last time to the left. This time, try to take the come behind you, right? Lots of rotation in the neck. Feel good. And then same thing, other side, last time. Maybe you can go to the back of the room. You might notice you can go further on one side or the other. Are you ready? Come back to center. Nice and tall. Let's go down to our ankle warm-up first. So I want you to lift that left foot up, and we're going to pump the ankle here forward and back. We're only going to do a few, and then we'll go that side to side. Just going to speed up this warm-up a bit. I'm going to add in some different things for us to try. So after a few seconds, go ahead and bring that foot down, pick that right foot up again, and we're gonna pump the ankle. Forward and back. And then right to that side motion. All right, bring that foot down, pick your left foot up, drawing a nice circle here. We're gonna go arms straight out to the side. So you're making this T shape with our body, and then we're gonna draw squares with our hands, little squares. So think about the motion coming from your shoulders. Okay, reverse, opposite direction. Small squares, super tiny. Full range of motion in the ankle. Remember, if this is tough for you, just drop your arms down a little bit lower. You can also bring your arms slightly in front of you if that helps. All right, bring that foot down. Keep your shoulders straight. Pick your right foot up. Draw me a circle. Then we're going to take the arms out to the sides again. This time we're going to draw big squares, real big. So try to get your arms to go slightly back behind you if possible. If not, that's okay. I'm within my circle. Okay, opposite direction. Again, both shapes are going the opposite direction here. Why is this so hard? That's better. I love it. Let's practice. All right, you guys, both feet flat on the floor. Nice and tall in your chair. Head facing arch. Take your feet up to your arms. So keep your core locked in, right? We are seated, which means your glutes aren't going to be as involved as if you were standing, right? We're not weight bearing. But you need to think about keeping that core locked in so that when you do go to stand, you're going to have this brace and ready to go. Okay, so we're going to go to knee extension. We've done these a million times. All you're going to do is straighten your leg. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten the leg, come right back down, and then switch sides. Now, I'm going to give you an option here. I'll give you 2 options. Option number 1 is to go opposite arm, opposite leg, just reach straight out in front. Option number 2 is to add some rotation from the core. So when that left leg goes out, we're going to twist and turn to the left. So it's still opposite arm, opposite leg, but we're adding some core work to it, right? Anytime we're doing rotation, we're locking in our abdominals, staying super tall. Start to feel in the core, you should definitely be getting warmer. Keep breathing. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Arch back. Okay. We're going to go to a modified step jack. So you're going to step your foot out to the side. When you do that, you're going to reach your arms out to your sides and then reach your arms up. Okay? In 4, 3, 2, 1. Start with that side step. Remember, knee in line with the movements from the hip. And then take your arms to your sides. You can pick your pace here. And then you can also pick the height with your arms. If you want to challenge yourself, try to get your arms up and above the head. If you want a little bit less, just stop at shoulder pain. You're still going to work your shoulders either way. Keep the core locked in. Remember, super tall in your chair. Palms should be facing the front of the room. And we're breathing. I have to tell you that. A few more seconds here. Try to keep some space between the feet. I'm not doing a very good job of demonstrating that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to your arch and roll your shoulders. So legs are moving, shoulders are moving. And don't forget to reverse and go the opposite direction of those shoulder Light on the feet. Slam your foot into the ground. All right, we're gonna go into a slow knee tuck. So slowly, you're gonna tuck up one knee, and then do the same thing on the other side. So we're doing a march still. We're gonna slow the movement down, kind of pausing when the knee comes up. And then you're gonna add some arms with this. So we're gonna go arms straight out to the sides, and we're gonna pull for an upright row. So arms go up when the knee goes up. You're breathing, your core is tight, and of course you're tall. With your upright row, your elbows go out to the sides, but you're trying to keep your shoulder blades down. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, right into our sit to stand. So now we're nice and warm. Our core is locked in. We're gonna go right into a sit to stand. You've got options with your sit to stand. You can push off the chair, you can push off the thighs, or you can even stand with your legs, okay? So when you're ready, we're gonna stand up. Bend forward the hips, push with the knees. Nice tall stand, and then we'll go to sit, hips go back, knees behind the toes. Try it again. Good. Make sure you're breathing here, especially on the way up or on exhale. Now I'm going to give you an option to make it a little harder. So when you go to stand, we're going to switch our stance to a more narrow stance. And then when you go to sit, we're going to widen the stance. So you'll step your feet out and try it. So narrow to stand, wide to sit. Core stays tight, don't miss your chair. Knees in line with toes for both. I got one more here. All the way through. And we're going to stay standing. When you get here, stay standing, arms out to the sides. We're going to step to the right side of the chair, okay? Walk over. Now, we're going to use our chair to help us with our balance here. Just make sure when you're using your chair, you're never leaning on your chair. Your weight will always stay in your feet, okay? So let's start by shifting our weight into our left foot. Our left hand's in the
Rachel, we can't hear you.
We're going to step our right foot back. Why it's doing this? Donna, can you hear me?
No.
Wonderful. Let's try. Can you hear me now? No? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, now that one.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it on this. All right, hopefully you can still hear me. So we're shifting our weight into our left foot. You're stepping your right foot back behind you to start. So when you step your foot back, you've got your knee bent and then you're straightening your knee. So there's 2 movements. The first movement is from the hip, right? We're extending from the hip. The second movement is extending in the knee. You're doing them simultaneously together. To challenge yourself, to challenge your balance, suspend your right foot. If that's too much for you, that's okay. Just keep tapping the toe down. So we're working our glutes and our hamstrings with this. I call it a donkey kick. Soft bend to that left knee, don't lock it. Good, let's do one more here and then we're gonna switch sides. All right, so walk it over, same thing, other side. So remember, soft bend to the right knee, you're shifting your weight, your right hand's on the chair,
bending that left knee, we're picking the foot up and then driving back. So again, 2 movements from the hip, from the knee, just straightening back behind you. It doesn't have to be a huge leg lift. The leg doesn't have to go back very far. And then again, right, if you want to challenge yourself, you just suspend that left foot. So really hitting the posterior side of the body. Really good to work the glutes, the hamstrings, right? These are important muscle groups. They help us walk. They help us go up and down stairs. They help us reach for things on the top shelf. All that good stuff. Keep breathing. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, for this next one, you need to be behind your chair. So step behind your chair. We're gonna do a side leg tap with a side arm raise. So it's gonna be opposite arm, opposite leg. If you need to, start with your right hand on the chair. Make sure your feet are hip width apart. Your knees are soft. That left arm's gonna go straight to your side, and then we're just gonna lift. So opposite arm, opposite leg. And we're isolating the right leg and the left arm. Now to make it harder, we can take the right hand and do 2 fingers, 1 finger, or no hand at all, just hovering above the chair. You pick, do what works for you. Try to get this left arm out to shoulder height, and then squeeze your glute when you step the right leg out. Staying tall the whole time and not locking that left knee. Keep a tiny bend there. For 3, 2, and 1. And then you know what's coming, right? Same thing other side. So we're shifting the weight. We've got our weight in the right leg. We've got our right arm straight out to the side, and we're tapping that left foot out. So I'm going to come to the front so you can see a little bit better. Just imagine my chair's in front of me. Keep tapping your toe and raising your arm. I'm trying my best to keep my hips parallel here, right? So hip bones stay in line with each other when the leg goes out to the side. And then trying to get the arm up to shoulder height. Exhaling as you do it. So exhale as you lift the arm and tap the foot. Counting down. 4, 3, 2. Last one. All right, come around to the front of your chair, pick up your weights on the way. We're gonna have a seat. All right, so we're gonna go bent over row to bicep curls. So for this, you're gonna start with your arms at your sides. You're gonna hinge forward at the hips. When you hinge forward, your arms are gonna come forward too. So from here, we're going to row, then sit up and curl. So when you do this, right, we've got movement from the hips. We row, then we come into the upright position, and then we curl. So we're working so many muscle groups here. When we row, we're working our upper back. When we come to the upright position, we're working our low back. And then of course, you know, bicep curls, we're working the biceps. So the hardest part with this one is gonna be locking that core in when you're moving from the hips. That's the hardest part. So you need to lock your core in before you move your torso. So think, locking in, everything is tight, and then you pull up. Spine stays super long, you're just moving from the hips. And curl. Keep breathing. We've got 2 more. All the way through. Upright position. Curl, no movement in the shoulders. Back to your bent over row, last time. Nice job. Rest your weights on your thighs. Walk your feet slightly away from you. You're gonna lift your toes up, and then we're gonna tuck up one knee at a time. You're not gonna let your toes touch the floor on this one. So think belly button to spine. And here we're using our hip flexors, we're using our quads, and we're using our abdominals to lift the knee up. And then we're holding this contraction with the front of the ankle and the top of the foot, right? Because those toes don't come down, they stay up the whole time. Keep your heels under your ankles. Don't walk the feet away from you. That's it right there. I'm gonna count down, stay with me. 4, 3, 2, last one, and then guess what? We're gonna go through the row and the bicep curls again. So arms to the sides, sitting up tall, hinge forward. You can row, sit up, and curl. If this is too much for you, or you're really feeling it in the low back and it's starting to hurt, just pick one of the exercises. You can either just stay here and do curls, or you can stay in that bent over position and just row, right? It shouldn't hurt the low back. Should feel good. Core is locked in. I love this. Really great upper body exercise here. Super slow with your motions, right? Because we're getting that form locked down. So hinging forward, chest and chin stay up. Row, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Upright position, and then curl. All right, almost there. We're gonna do 2 more. So forward, hinge, row. Arms stay out, sitting back up, curl the arms. Last one here, hinge forward, row, upright position, and curl. Nice work. Rest the weights on the thighs. Now you're gonna roll up onto your toes, lifting your heels. So the heels will stay up the whole time. You're gonna tuck up one knee and then the other. So I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see a little bit better. So I've got a straight line here from my hips to my shoulders to my ears. And then see how my heels don't touch the floor? That's what we're going for here. Keep your feet about hip width apart and try your best to keep your heel under your ankle. Don't let it walk away from you. Make the core do the work. You got it. Four, 3, 2, and 1. All right, you guys, take a break from the weights. Set the weights down to the floor. Let's take some good time to stretch. So I want you to walk your feet as wide as you can go. So knees stay in line with the toes. We're opening from the hips. And then from here, you're gonna hinge forward. So it might only be a small hinge forward. That's okay. If you can go deeper, I want you to try. I want the chest and chin up though the whole time. We should be looking straight ahead, not down towards the floor. So pull your shoulder blades down and back, and we're feeling the pull in the inner thighs. Nice and easy here. I'm gonna progress this stretch a bit. If you're feeling a good stretch right now, just stay here. If you wanna try it, we're gonna walk both hands over towards that left thigh, and then we're gonna slowly turn and rotate our spine to face the left side of the room. So we're breathing easy, your hands are on your left thigh, and we're breathing through it. Okay, slowly, back to center. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So you're gonna walk your hands over here. So when I'm doing this, I'm gonna drop that left shoulder down towards the floor, and I'm gonna pull the right shoulder back. Little bit of rotation to the spine, changing up the stretch. It should feel good. Just relax. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, come back to center. Hands to thighs. We're rolling up one vertebrae at a time, just like we do in warm-ups. Yes, so walk the feet back to center. Straighten your right leg, heels on the ground, pull your toes back, give me a good hip hinge. If you want, reach your hands down your leg, just watch the rounding of the spine. We want to stay super tall when we hinge forward. Check your breathing. If you're not feeling the stretch, scoot forward towards the edge of your seat. All right, slowly back up. Same thing, other side. Left leg goes straight, tall in the chair, hinge forward. Again, watch the curvature of the spine. You do have a natural curve in your back, so really you don't have a flat back, but what we don't want to do is exacerbate, right, the type of curvature that we have. We want to try and keep everything long, use your muscles to protect your spine. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back up. Both feet flat to the floor. We're going to take that left hand. We're going to reach it down towards the floor. You're going to reach that right arm up. Now, listen to your shoulder on this one. If you can get your arm up nice and high, that's great. If not, drop the arm and just tilt. So we're dropping the left shoulder. We're lifting the right shoulder. And I'm going for this pull from the top. I shouldn't say the top, the bottom of your shoulder down into the top of your hip, stretching out your lats, maybe down into your hip a little bit, whatever feels good, just hold there. For 4, 3, 2, 1, back to center, same thing, other side. Remember, shoulder might not like it. So if it doesn't, just keep your arm down. You can still tilt. You'll still get somewhat of a stretch on the left side of the body. Breathe. Try to pull your left arm back. It's going to want to come in front of you a bit. So try and pull it a little bit back. That's going to help open up that chest. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly back to center. Go right into your back stretch, your upper back stretch. Interlock the fingers, collapse the upper back, and push the palms away. So now we're feeling the pull between the shoulder blades, and we're relaxing, we're breathing. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly we're going to release. We're going to try a different chest stretch here. So first, I'm going to have you take your left hand and grab on to the side of your chair. So either here or you're turning your palm away. When we're here, what we're going to do is we're going to walk our feet over towards the right side of the room. So we're keeping this left shoulder down and back, and then we're walking away, and then we're going to look away as well. You should feel this open up the front of the chest and the front of the shoulder, right in here. If you're not feeling it, try to walk a little further away and try to turn, look away as well. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly back to center. Then release the hand. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, grabbing on towards the seat of your chair. You're holding here. And then we're starting with the feet. So we walk the feet towards the left side of the room. You're keeping this shoulder blade, this right shoulder, down and back. And then it helps if you look and turn away from the shoulder, right? We're going to add maybe a little neck stretch in there, but you should feel this open up the chest and the front of the shoulder, right in this area. This is often the area, right, your chest, which creates that like forward rounded posture when you see people walking around in the hallways and they're all rounded up and scrunched in. It's because their chest is too tight. That's part of the problem. So doing this stretch is a great way to prevent that type of posture. Ooh, and it feels good. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly back to center. Feet hip width apart. Shake it out. And then we're going to end with those sun salutations or arm reaches. So arms going up and above the head. Coming down slow. And then adding the breath. Inhale up. Exhaling down. One more. Big breath. All right. Thank you so much for coming to class. Sorry about the audio. I don't know why it keeps doing that.